What's up, everybody, on the podcast now, plus I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Destroy All Humans, that it's got its release date. Kind of want to give my impressions about it, my overall feelings on this game, all in this video. So, we've been predicting this for a long time. We've been talking about, I talked about on this channel, I talked about on podcast now a while ago. At this point, it's been quite a few months, and I said, when is SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, when's that game coming out, and when is Destroy All Humans coming out? And in those videos, I talked about how they need to space them out because it's THQ as the publisher, right? So you can't have them both released back to back. SpongeBob has always been said to release that first half the year, right? More or less in like the spring, maybe early summertime. Destroy All Humans, I think, in my opinion, I've always approached it as like a first half the year kind of game, but in all reality, it's mainly been talked about as just 2020 in general. So we kind of talked about how SpongeBob kind of has to be the first domino to fall, and it was, right? June 23rd is when SpongeBob comes out, and when that happened, you think, okay, well, there you go. In fact, in my predictions videos, I believe I said SpongeBob would either be May or June, and that would leave Destroy All Humans being in like August, right? You give it a little bit of time, and I mainly approach that as July. You really don't see all that many games come out. Well, last year, there were tons of games that were released in July, mainly all by Nintendo, and they did really well. This year, it's kind of like, hey, just a free-for-all. Any game that wants to come out in July comes out, because Ghost of Tsushima, right, a big PlayStation exclusive, that comes out July 17th. And now we have Destroy All Humans July 28th. Awesome. It's pretty much what I mean, it's not August, right? It's a couple days before August, but it's a really good time, and it does fit, honestly, the bill of what I said. You want to space these two games. Not that they really would take away from each other. I think if you're gonna get both, you're gonna get both. If you're gonna get SpongeBob and not Destroy All Humans, then you're gonna do it. If you're gonna get Destroy All Humans and not SpongeBob, you're also gonna do it. But I think, again, just because it's the same publisher in terms of they're promoting it, right? You have to focus on one thing at a time. You can't be promoting two things at once fully, head on. And so they'll do SpongeBob, then they'll do Destroy All Humans. I think it's an amazing date. I really do. We're getting to, because we talked about this for a long time. If you guys have been watching this channel podcast now for, this past couple months, really, going into 2020, I've tried to lay out kind of how I see the year. And I'll probably, now that both channels are getting bigger, I'll be able to do that. I feel like voice my opinion for how I see outlooks of things for a lot of different things and for a lot of different years, for many years to come. I feel like we'll be able to do that. And that's kind of what I was talking about, in that there weren't that many games that we knew about. Like, obviously, March and April, specifically March, had so many, right? Doom, Animal Crossing, Neo, all these games, Final Fantasy VII, Resident Evil 3, so many, and then Predator, right? All these games. But then really once you got, past that, there wasn't that much. There's The Last of Us, but then that was delayed indefinitely. Nobody knew what was going on, but now obviously that only got pushed 3 weeks. And you have now that, you have SpongeBob, you have Ghost, and then you have this. And so now all of a sudden, June, I guess if you were to follow what the year was going to be, Last of Us was going to be May 29th, Ghost of Tsushima was June 26th, and that's it. We didn't know SpongeBob, and we didn't know Destroy All Humans. Now, again, May is kind of dead, but June now you have The Last of Us and SpongeBob, actually separated by just like 4 days. And then you have Ghost of Tsushima, July 17th, and then 11 days later, you have Destroy All Humans. I think it makes it perfect. And, specifically Destroy All Humans perspective, well, one, I cannot wait for this game. We talked about this in past videos. This game means a lot to me as like a child. I don't remember, and I didn't play that many games growing up. I think I started late. I know I played a lot of Crash Team Racing, like that was my game. Even like Crash Bash, that was also my game. Sly Cooper, but that was a little bit when I was older. But Destroy All Humans, I do remember very vividly playing those games. I love them to death. They're absolutely, I really do love them. And this is a game that, even if you want to be like blatantly honest with yourself, it's like, all right, it's technically nothing new. It's the same game, right? But completely, it's remade. It looks, oh my God, it looks so beautiful. But at the same time, okay, it's $40, and if it comes out like at a time where there's like 4 other, say it came out in October instead of July. It comes out, but then there's like 5 other games. There's like Assassin's Creed that month, or whatever. There's a Call of Duty, all that stuff. Are people going to get it? Even myself, like, I'd have to, because you only have so much money, right? If 4 other games that are huge and are really big and you really want to play them are coming out, and then Destroy All Humans comes out at the exact same time, it's like, well, I already played it. I'll wait maybe for a sale and I'll get it later. But where it comes out now is it's perfect for the summer, because July, I know the world is kind of in chaos right now, but normally July is a summer vacation, right? Nobody's in school at that time. And so for the longest time, everybody says it every year, July and August are really good months to release a game. And normally gaming developers don't take advantage of July. They come out in August. They'll normally, like, a Madden will come out in August, a couple like games to kind of lead you into the fall time, and then September is where you get your hits. You get a couple really big games. You get your FIFA and NHL. You get the rest of the sports games, and then October and November they hit you with everything you got, right? So August is like the lead in, but July is kind of like the calm before the storm. And then June also, if you go like backwards, June hits you as well, and then that's also why July is calm. But as you've seen last year and now this year, right? Last year had Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It had Fire Emblem Three Houses. It also had Dragon Quest Builders 2. We had games. Now, again, those are mainly two of the three of those are Nintendo games, Nintendo exclusives, but they sold very well. They did very, very well. And now this year, you have Ghost of Tsushima, a PS4 only game, and then Destroy All Humans, a game out for everything. Really solid. It's solid, again, from a July perspective, where you normally in July do not have a lot to play, and now, again, all of a sudden, you have an open-world samurai game, and then 11 days later, you have Destroy All Humans, which is not too shabby. Destroy All Humans is a pretty meaty experience, right? And you could, and even once you're done with the game, you can still play it. So it's got a lot to it, and to be able to play those two games just in July, coming off of SpongeBob and The Last of Us, that's big. That's really, and we don't know August, could Little Hope release in one of these months as well to kind of give us a little extra? Sure. August now really is that month that we don't know anything, right? September, we have Cyberpunk and Avengers. Those are the two big games in September. But besides that, we also don't know anything in September, right? So it'll be interesting to see August and September start to fill out. And they will. Once we get closer to them, they absolutely will fill out. But, July normally, again, July, August, even June, a lot of times it is filled with those indie games, the smaller, published games. Now we're getting these big dogs, which is good. Honestly, it's really, really good. It's good from again, people are off of school. Even now, even in this world that we're now living in because of all this stuff, people are still going to be at home at the end of July, right? Especially, kids, teenagers, college students, even people my age. I'm only 23. A lot of people are going to be at home. This is a perfect game. And then on top of that, again, from a perspective of, like, this is good for the game itself, there's not that. There are other games around it to kind of make a very fluid schedule that you play one game and then you play it up till the release of the next game, and then you play that game to it moves very, very fluidly from one to the next. That is true, but it doesn't interfere with those games. So, like, again, we're not in a conundrum where it's like, well, it releases within like 5 days of The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima and SpongeBob. Like, you have to pick. All four of those games release within like 2 weeks. You got to pick your favorite two and you got to buy them, right? We're not in that situation, and sometimes we are. Again, like September, October, November, even like March or April. A lot of times you are in that scenario where you cannot get all of your games. So from a placement perspective, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect for Destroy All Humans. It's literally when I want. I wanted August, late July. I basically remember when I was predicting it, I eliminated July because I just went off the argument that games really don't try to release themselves in July, right? So I kind of eliminated that. July 28th is basically August. In my mind, July 28th is the new August 1st. So very, very exciting. It's a very, very good date. Cannot wait to play it. We'll be covering it. We'll talk about it leading up to it on both these channels. I'll be playing it as well, and we'll cover the game when it's actually out on both the channels as well. Okay, so lots of Destroy All Humans content coming up. If you guys like that, make sure you are subscribed, have that bell icon turned on. I do a new video on this channel every single day. Thank you guys so much for your support. You guys have done such an amazing job. We're growing very, very fast on this channel, and I have, you guys are all to thank for that. You guys have done an awesome, awesome job. Okay, so thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.